This is the Scarcity Studios YouTube channel. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. And our sponsors are Alpha Claims and Hire Birmingham, the leading and best accident management company. Get a replacement car anywhere in 1 hour. I really appreciate you joining me today, and these are some brief updates coming from London and Birmingham in relation to violence on the street and current cases that are ongoing. There is only so much we can discuss when a story breaks very early on, and I respect everybody that is respectful of the law and the process for these cases and what we can discuss. On the 18th of November, 7 p.m. in Birmingham, a 13-year-old boy has sustained serious injuries after being shot in the back of a shotgun at Hockley Circus on the flyover. The 13-year-old boy has sustained potentially life-changing injuries and is in hospital in a critical condition. I have actually spoken to his family and they've updated me to say that they believe he may not walk again at the moment. That is the current situation, and that is how serious it is. Of course, this is going to shock a lot of people, but sadly in Birmingham, this isn't the first time that a young boy has been injured or killed in the past 2 years. I just recently covered the story of Kian Lincoln in Handsworth, who was stabbed and shot to death, and several teenagers themselves were convicted of that. And there is also another ongoing trial at the moment from the King Standing area, where a 14-year-old boy was chased down and murdered. So youth violence is definitely a massive problem on the streets of Birmingham, and of course is definitely a big concern to the teenagers. So with these stories, the aim is to find out exactly what is going on and what we can discuss and reassure anybody for anything. The latest update from the police is that they've said in a statement they know the offenders were in a black SUV and they were seen near the entrance of Travis Perkins building supply on South Road. The car then travelled up Soho Hill, turned left before the shots were fired at the young boy. This is a busy area and there was a lot of people around at the time, and some people have already got in touch with the police, they said in the statement. They go on to say that they need anybody with dashcam footage in the local area to appeal to them, as they've made no arrests as of yet. But the latest update is that the boy is in a stable condition, and I'll definitely keep you updated and speak to the family at a later date. In some other news coming from Croydon in South London, a 14-year-old boy has been stabbed to death. First we'll read the police statement and then we'll look at the papers. They said that the victim of the fatal stabbing has been identified and a murder investigation has been launched. Police were called to London Road that is near to West Croydon railway station at 20 to 7 on Thursday the 18th of November also, so this was the same day as the Birmingham shooting. They were called to reports of a fight and a number of males were fighting near the train station. Officers attended, but there was no suspects or victims found. Shortly after 7 p.m, police attended a South London hospital after a 14-year-old boy self-presented with stab wounds. Despite the best efforts of doctors at the hospital, the boy died a short time later. His next of kin were informed shortly after, and they are being supported by specialist police. The formal identification awaits, but next of kin have been informed, and the deceased has been named as Jermaine Calls, 14 years old, from the local area. A post-mortem examination has given the cause of death as multiple stab wounds, and Detective Chief Inspector Richard Vanderberg from the Specialist Crime said that while our investigation continues to make good progress, they are still appealing for witnesses who were around the area at the time. Jermaine's family have been left devastated by this murder, and we need to find out who is responsible and bring them to justice. In coverage by My London newspaper, the father of the 14-year-old boy has spoken out after they did a vigil in the local area to pay respects. The father of the boy said that he forgives the person that has done this, and he said this in an interview when he was with family and friends at the vigil on the 22nd of November. Flowers and candles were left at the scene, and Jermaine's father, called Julius, said that he forgives his son's killers and said he wants things to change. I don't want another family to feel this pain. We need to tackle knife crime, and we need to do it now. I don't want any other family to feel what I do and go through what I have. He has also called for change surrounding knife crime and said we need to work together with the police to support them in what they're doing. And how can a young child have a weapon in the street and go and kill somebody? This is crazy. We live in a ghost town. We need to give police more powers. Jermaine's mother, Lorraine Dudek, previously spoke out about her pain and said that this was my son and we are in shock and in pieces at this time. So for two young boys to be butchered in the street on the same day in different cities just highlights the massive problem that we do have with mainly youth violence in some of the bigger cities. This is the 27th, and some people have said the 28th teenager who has been killed in London this year alone. So I send my condolences to the family of Jermaine, and I'll definitely keep you updated when appropriate any conclusion to this case. So really appreciate you joining me for this update. I'll be back again very shortly with some more news. Please don't forget to follow me online as well at Scarcity Studios on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok and Twitter. Peace.